is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we listen to all of their records, rank them, and give our biggest banger and sticker from each of them so you don't have to. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And right now, we are in the middle of Long Island season on the podcast. So, what are we doing this week, Jeff? What band are we doing this week?
We're doing Brand New. That's the band.
Doing brand new from Long Island, New York, baby. Long Island
New
season.
York, baby.
So, yeah, this band, they have, I don't even know how many, 6 albums?
5.
5 albums.
Yeah.
5 albums. We had to, we've had like the last 3 weeks have been like short rankings episodes, not a lot of albums. Coming off of the Black Sabbath that had 19.
These were kind of hard to get through, though. Some of these I had to listen to a couple times just because I just did not give a fucking shit.
There was only one that I thought just kind of trudged along so much and just kind of was boring, but that'll be my number 5. So yeah, 5 albums from the band Brand New. Like I said, we're gonna give our biggest banger from each of them, and we're going to give our biggest stinker if we got them. So what do you got? What is the worst album by Brand New? Go.
Science Fiction, their last record. This is I heard a beer. This is essentially just an indie rock record of the early to mid 2000s, but nothing grand. They try and be grand and cutesy by adding a lot of like dubs and slowing the slow parts to a crawl, but it's just it's dramatic and dude, it's like just a poor man's Modest Mouse. Like In the Water is a perfect fucking example. It tries to pass itself off as being like this introspective, atmospheric thing, but it's just a fucking self-indulgent shit thing. It's just not. This is just silly. Like I do like the idea of this record though being like their last output like ever. It's a cool progression for the band having like that Mike Sapone guy come back and produce their last record. I mean, he produced a lot of their stuff, but like the same producer doing the first and last thing, I think that's cool. Like This is their kind of Kid A. This is their kind of Pinkerton. It's something no one thought they could ever evolve to and do. So I do respect it for that. But I think it's dated. I think it's dated rather than like an homage to a specific genre. Like this literally is just early to mid 2000s indie rock, but released in 2017. Yeah. Nothing great. Best song, Can't Get It Out. I mean, this is essentially the single for the record. It's that whistling song, right? And again,
I don't remember that song.
But it's just like how many times we hear fucking indie bands whistle, right? Like Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, the Home, and then Foster the People.
You were about to whistle it too, huh?
I was going to, but then I got those two songs mixed up. The little kid with the pumped up, that's Pumped Up Kicks, and then Edward Sharpe is da-da-da. And goes, yeah. We've heard whistling before, and those were like fucking 10 years prior to this. Like, why are we still doing this? Anyway, whatever. Same Logic was the worst song. This one was just slow and dramatic and boring. Again, poor man's Modest Mouse.
All right. My number 5, their worst record, easily their worst record, Science Fiction. 5th record, 2017. So far, their last record. Who knows if they'll be back? They've been playing shows recently, private shows, but shows nonetheless. Maybe we'll see a new record. I don't know. Time will tell. This one, yeah, I agree. It's boring. It's long. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. The records are already kind of a little too long. But yeah, an hour and 10 minutes is way too long. And it was almost, to me, it almost seemed like they were trying to make another record in the vein of The Devil and God Raging Inside of Us. But they just didn't quite hit the nail. I mean, that record came out in 2006, I believe. And I mean, 11 years later, 11 years later, I agree. It just sounds like indie rock of the early mid 2000s. There's nothing that great. It's almost like derivative of that record or of their own sound. And the songs don't really go anywhere. There's nothing that stands out too much. I mean, my banger is Out of Mana. It just has this kind of like Daisy sounding, or like a song from Daisy, like that kind of has that groove, that kind of aggressiveness to it, but not quite as aggressive. And Stinker is In the Water, just that slower jam, boring as fuck. It goes nowhere. And I like your Modest Mouse comparison. That's very, very, I see it. I 100% see the Modest Mouse thing.
I say it a lot more in this entire episode. So,
but I mean, Modest Mouse aren't that good. Like overall, Modest Mouse are not that good.
Overall, no. But they have a couple records that are fucking like genre defining.
like their two best records, like the devil or not, what is that? The
Devil
Moon
and
over
God Are
Antarctica
Raging Inside Me.
and Moon over
Lonesome Crowded
Antarctica
West.
and Lonesome Crowded West. Those two records are good, but they're not even close to a perfect record. Neither of them. It's good indie music. Good indie music. And this is just very much in that vein and just who cares? Just boring. I don't really care about this record, science fiction. And even like a lot of fans, I remember when this record came out, a lot of people I know who love Brand New, they couldn't get into it for years. Like it took many years. Even not only just because like the Jesse Lacey sexual allegation stuff, but like, yeah, people just don't really care about this record. A lot of people I know are very disappointed in science fiction. So, because we're not the biggest Brand New fans.
This is a record for people that just don't listen to or never heard Modest Mouse. Like, fucking straight up. Modest Mouse did this exact sound exponentially better than this. So, like, this is a record for people that have never heard Modest Mouse. This is indie rock through and through. There is no more emo here. There's no more post-hardcore. There's no more Long Island hardcore sound. No, this is Modest Mouse, and it's 10 years too late. Moving on.
All right. Let's get into your number 4. What's your number 4 or fourth best Brand New record? Go.
The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. Third record, 2006. Still a good record. I enjoyed this. There's no skippable songs here. But this one was hard to get through. I had to do this like 2-3 times. Just like, cause every song just sounded the fuck same, man. Like nothing clicked with me. Sounded the fuck same. Nothing clicked with me. Nothing stood out as apart from melodies here or there or parts. I didn't think like, damn, that was a good fucking 4 minutes of my life that I'm glad it happened. Never once did that happen on this one. And this is really just a cross between Daisy and Deja. It's got the heavy Daisy songs and kind of like the weird experimentation, but it's got too much Deja in it to go full throttle. It can't be Daisy because it's trying too hard to be Deja. And on the other hand, it's got like the more sincere and deep lyrics like Deja, but it just seems a bit out of place. Like you pretty much could have just guessed what would have been on this record, right? Like this is the natural progression for what we are seeing, like emo, and it's too stereotypical. It's fine. It's too childish. It's a great record, but it doesn't have any pizzazz to it. There's no defining characteristic where I think, oh, that defines that record. Like, nah, it's just a B team Deja and it's a B team Daisy.
Okay, it's fair. Banger, stinker.
Oh yeah.
What do you got?
Well, BS. Bangers can't get out. He does the soft, loud stuff a lot, and it pretty much always sounds fun. This one, he stays in that mid range, so like even though he's like singing louder, he's not like shrieking. He's just like talking louder. It's like a quiet, loud type of thing, but it has a nice swing to it, and that's fun. And it's a little grungy and how deep like the bass and the chugs get into. So that was kind of cool. The worst song was Handcuffs. Again, this song's too fucking long. It doesn't do anything special, and it sounds like a Modest Mouse song.
All right. My number 4 is also The Devil and God Are Raging Inside of Us. I know this is like considered the best Brand New record from amongst fans. People fucking love this record. They have a lot of these lyrics tattooed on them, as well as Deja, but mostly this one. I feel. You talk to anybody that I know that likes Brand New, they will 100% tell you this is their favorite record. Wild stuff. It's good, but I think this is just an extension of Deja and Tendu. I don't hear a lot of Daisy on here. There's some more aggressive parts, but nothing sounds like Daisy. Daisy is the only standalone record out of their whole discography, like truly standalone record. But yeah, this is just. I don't want to say it's the B-sides version of Deja and Tendu. It's a little too long. I think it's longer than Deja. A lot of songs don't really go anywhere to me. We're not big lyric men, and I know Jesse Lacey's, this band is known for their lyrics. It's very, very important to the fans. But musically, I mean, you got to have some music to back up the lyrics. Honestly, you got to have more there. And I just think this is kind of a boring record. I listened to this 3 times this week. And I listened to this record, I listened more than any other record. I listened to this one.
I tried to get into it. I couldn't do it.
I know. I wanted to know why people like this record so much, and it must be the lyrics. Like I'm not going to take a deep dive into the lyrics for a record we're not doing on the pod. It's already a lot of work. We're not making money doing this shit, so I'm not going to dive into lyrics on it. That's a lot of work for me because I'm not a lyric man. But also the way this album was written too, they had 9 songs that got leaked from the record early on, and they got leaked on the internet. Fans call it the Fight Off Your Demons demos or something like that, and they ended up reworking most of those songs that were leaked, or they didn't even use them on the record. So I feel like that was also like a big hit to their songwriting and the morale and all that. And I don't know, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. One of my favorite brand new songs is on this record, the Archer's Bows Have Broken, later track on the record, one of the most aggressive songs on the record. I love this song so much. I really, really love it. And I don't have a stinker. The Archer's Bows Have Broken.
The Archer's Bows Have Broken.
Yeah, so that's my banger. I don't have a stinker because I feel like a lot of it, outside of a few songs, a lot of it just kind of bleeds together, and I just don't care too much about it. So
that's cool. You didn't do your homework. That's fine.
Well, okay, I did. So The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me is my number 4. What are you doing over there?
I was looking for.
I never know what he does.
For a charging block, but whatever.
So what do you got for number 3? Go.
Daisy, your boy Daisy. Daisy. We did this on the pod, right? And
yeah, a couple years ago.
It's like your favorite record of all time. But in the scope of brand new, this 100% makes sense that it's your favorite record. It's the most not emo sounding brand new.
Not emo.
It's the most not emo sounding brand new. It's the most not pop punk sounding brand new. A lot of these songs are more aggressive and definitely edgier than anything they've ever done. But again, they also sound like Modest Mouse a lot on this fucking record. At the bottom, that's a fucking Modest Mouse song, bro, through and through.
Okay.
The opening track, like Vices, is like some fucking Mars Volta thing. Like that's what they are trying to do there. That's that sound, and I get it. It's cool. This is like their experimentational album. It's fun. It's something they wanted to do and just dick around with, and that's not a bad thing. It's just kind of like, all right, that's fun. You got your tees out, got your giggles out. Let's get back to work. And it's fine. It's cool. It's cool, I guess. And like the whole like intro, outro, classical thing, like that's cool. It's kind of bring it all together and bring all the weird quirkiness together. It's fine.
It's cute.
You Stole is my favorite. Kind of this cool like Twin Peaks vibe song, super ethereal. Like Mike Tyson telling you to eat cereal. Ethereal. Super ethereal. That's a good one. I like that one.
That was really stupid. Wow. That was dumb.
But yeah, it's a good song. I like that the song does get loud, but it doesn't get faster. And we don't always have to be loud and then also just immediately drop into something faster like Deja does. Deja does that a lot. And that's a time and place thing. And I respect that they get loud, but also kind of slow it down at times. And that was cool. I like that. But yeah, that's about it. At the Bottom is the worst fucking song, dude. This is a Modest Mouse song through and fucking through. Like it could have. He sounds identical. Like it's crazy.
He doesn't sound identical.
He sounds identical. I'm enunciating every syllable. Identical in that song.
No, you're just being dumb.
Side note is the intro to Sync sounds like the Home Depot song.
Does it?
Wait,
hold on. I'm listening to it right now. Oh, it does. It really does. Obviously, if you live here in the States, yeah, the Home Depot commercials on the radio, on TV, they have that song.
I love that song.
Like I do too. It's a good song.
It's fucking cool.
It's a great song. I agree. But you're right. It does sound like that. I'm listening to it right now. It does sound like that.
I thought that was cool.
Oh,
I do like that Home Depot song. To the point where like I've watched like videos of like guys in Home Depot build like instruments to play the Home Depot song in Home Depot. It's a cool song. It's a cool song.
So dumb.
Yeah,
that's
there you
so
go.
stupid.
Daisy.
All right. So my number 3 then is Your Favorite Weapon. First record from 2000. I know it's your favorite record because you love pop punk, you love emo, you think I'm a little idiot. This is good. This is actually This is actually a really great record. I would get this on vinyl. I really do like this record, but I had to put it someplace. It's very, I don't want to say one dimensional, but it's a solid pop punk emo record. They don't really deviate too much from that. There aren't the highs and the lows of Deja and Tendu. It doesn't have the craziness that is Daisy. It's just a solid record. Honestly, this is one that was going in between my number 2 and my number 3 and number 2. I kept going back and forth, and
So you almost put this higher than Deja, is what you're saying.
I almost put this higher than Deja, but I just had to put it at my number 3.
You changed right before we potted.
I did.
What did you change?
Clicky clacking over here. I changed it to put it to my number 3.
So you had this above Deja.
I did have this above Deja.
We know what your number 1 is. So.
Spoilers, yeah. So your favorite weapon, very much in the vein of early Taking Back Sunday, like the Tell All Your Friends era, and even kind of the Where You Want to Be album as well. It has that very kind of that emo pop punk sound to it. And I get it. Jesse and Eddie Reyes were the guys who created Taking Back Sunday, so of course there's going to be some sort of influence there, or it's going to sound kind of like TBS. I totally get it. But it's good. It's solid. I would still rather listen to a lot of the early Taking Back Sunday than your favorite weapon. Your favorite weapon, but it's still solid. I dig it. My banger, Jude Law and a Semester Abroad. I don't care if it's a single. It's fucking good. It's a great fucking song. Playlistable, awesome song. Stinker. If I had, there honestly, there's no stinker on this one. But if I had to pick one, it'd be Soko Amaretto Lime. It's the closer. It's more of an acoustic track. Once again, not bad. It's just not my thing. I just, most acoustic tracks not the biggest fan of. They're usually lower tier songs for me. So yeah, it's my number 3. Your favorite weapon, first record from 2000. So what's your number 2?
Well, both of our number 2s are the same. That's the album of the week, Deja. So my number 1 is Your Favorite Weapon. And
let's get into it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just because this is when, I guess I'll go to my origin story, but this is when I got really into brand new, and then this is so representative of this scene. It's not quite pop punk, it's not quite emo, it's not like the hardcore sound of Jersey. It's something on its own, but it's also like all of those things. You could put it into like all of those categories, and it could still hold its own. It's very basic. It's very one-dimensional compared to the other releases, but there's still something to be said about sticking with the basics, right? And still churning out a killer fucking record. Looking at you, Tom. So I'll always be a sucker for strong pop punk over like
Tom?
All Toms. Tom Morello, fucking one-dimensional guitarist. Tom DeLonge, one-dimensional songwriter.
Hey. Watch your Tom DeLonge slander.
What other Toms do I know? That's the only Toms I know.
Tom Linton.
Dude, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, come on. But like I said, I'll always be a sucker for strong pop punk over like layered, overindulgent emo shit. It's just like my personal preference, what I like. And there's I don't know, there's something just a little bit more honest about music that's stripped down to its core. Lack of dubs, lack of like big production. Don't need to make everything bigger than it needs to be. So I appreciate that. They were kids. This is kid music. It's fun. It's cute. It's honest. Just a couple of kids trying to make it honest. It's fine. And my banger is Failure by Design. Like, dude, come on.
Wait, that's one line from Wedding Crashers I don't think we've ever used.
There's no need for it, right?
We quote so many lines from Wedding Crashers. I think that's the first time we've ever quoted that one.
Because
we've ever done it.
That's a good one because it doesn't give you, like, you got to think. There's two. You have to basically, like, with your mind, put the punchline in. Like, why is that funny? And then you think, oh, it's because they're already having sex pre-marriage. Like, that's why it's funny. And that's good writing, dude, because he doesn't give you it. He lets you think about it for a second. Lets it sit. Lets it marinate. Lets it percolate. Lets it soak, as the Mormons do. Failure by Design, like, come on, dude. Insanely catchy. Like, that's that whole weekend, dude. What was the other one we talked about?
It was Soaking and...
Booshing.
No, it wasn't booshing. It was...
Bouchon.
Boofing, yeah.
Was it
boofing? No, it was boofing. Boofing's when you stick a alcohol-soaked tampon up your ass. And then soaking is where... This is what Mormons do. What soaking is supposedly what Mormons do is what it means is sticking your wiener in the vagina and just letting it sit there. No thrusting allowed. That's what soaking is.
But again, the whole argument was, how do you get it in there, right? Like you have to thrust.
You have to thrust. Yeah.
That's it. You're done.
And according to Tammy, this is what she saw on TV, and what they said on TV was that sometimes these Mormons, they'll have like a friend jump on the bed while they're soaking to make it simulate the act. But that's kind of cheating too. So
I mean, it's all
stupid.
It's all hearsay.
Yeah,
everyone's going to hell anyway. They're all going to hell. I'm not going to hell.
If you're not a Scientologist, you're going to hell.
I'm not a Scientologist, but I'm also not going to hell.
Oh, okay.
I know that for a fact.
Got it.
I guess the worst song here is the Seatbelt song. It's a ballad type song. I don't think his voice does really well when he's trying to sing like in this higher range, because it kind of comes off kind of preachy, like that. What's that dude's name? Dustin kind of way. Dustin Kinsrew kind of way. But it's still a good song. I love this record. I think it's fantastic. Like I said, it perfectly defines like this scene in the same way that I don't know if we're gonna do them on the pod next or not, but Taking Back Sunday also perfectly defines this specific genre, this sound. This is it. Sit.
All right. My number two, not self-entitled, Deja Entendu, and then number one, Daisy. Fourth record, 08. I love this record. This is the only brand new record I have on vinyl. And we did this on the pod. So if you want to go back and listen to it from a couple of years ago, go for it. It's a good episode. This is definitely a more raw approach, production style wise, musically. It's just a huge departure from everything that they've done. Like I said before, none of their records sound like this one. Vince, the guitar player, lead guitarist, he took more of a writing role on this record as well. I think he wrote some of the lyrics on top of it, and I don't know. Every song kind of has their own identity, and yeah, I mean, I get it. At the bottom does have, like, now that you mention it, it does have a very Modest Mouse sound to it or style to it. But honestly, it's better because Modest Mouse, fucking overrated band, man. Modest Mouse are so overrated.
They're not even like rated. Like nobody idolizes Modest Mouse.
Anybody who likes indie music fucking loves Modest Mouse. Like early Modest Mouse people fucking love it.
Specifically indie music, then yeah, they're like
they fucking
some of the kings of indie rock for sure.
But it's just kind of
like nobody talks about Modest Mouse anymore.
We talk about Modest Mouse all the time.
Yeah, because I love them.
And then I got rid of my Modest Mouse record that I had on vinyl too.
Which one did you have?
I had Lonesome Crowded West. I got that from the VMP site. Great record, but I mean, I never go back to it.
But you go back to Bodies.
Fucking love Bodies.
On two different
from
pressings.
AFI. No, I only have one pressing of Bodies now from AFI. So yeah, I go back to the record because it's better than that Modest Mouse record.
Yes. Those are words, dude. Those are words.
Also, from what I was reading, they made Daisy they made it more intentionally like rawer sounding, because they wanted to kind of defy their record label because they were on Interscope or something like that, and they wanted to say we made like a hard record or a grungy sounding record on such a polished label, and it's like, man, guys, are you 14? Are you 15?
Get in line, baby boy.
like who cares, man? You guys are like in your late 20s.
Band.
You guys are like in your late 20s, early 30s, and this is still your mentality. It's just silly. Anyway, my banger is Sync. I do love that, and I like it even more now that I know now that I've made that connection with the Home Depot song. I like it even more now. But yeah, that's my favorite song. Stinker is Be Gone. Be Gone's more of like an interlude. There's that weird kind of like vocal effect that Jesse's doing, and it's not like a song. It's just noise essentially. So, yeah, that's what I got. That's my number one is Daisy. And do you have anything else for this episode, the rankings episode? Are we all good?
Did you listen to a lot of the little B-sides and bonus and shit like that?
I mean, I listened to Fight Off Your Demons or the 2006 demos, but I didn't listen to anything more than that. No.
Good.
Why?
Whatever little Spotify I listened to. That was it, though.
Oh, yeah, I just listened to the 2006 demos. So, but yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, thank you all for listening. We're in Long Island season. We're halfway through Long Island season now. Thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's it. That's all.